What up, YouTube? Frisky Dingo here, getting back with you guys with another reaction/review video. Today we're looking at Jesy Nelson and Nicki Minaj music video Boys. Recent time, it's received criticism that Jesy Nelson was participating in blackfishing. Most recently, we've seen these type of accusations around Ariana Grande. The topic of Voice is because the artist darkens their skin while tanning so that they can pander to a blacker audience. In this video, the Boys with Jesy Nelson, it pretty much was indicative of exactly that, being pandering to a larger black community. Obviously, there's going to be some type of participation in trying to get that pander, and that's exactly what ends up happening with this music video. She looks cartoonish with the tan. If you look closely at certain parts with her dancing, you can clearly see that her tan isn't the same complexion as her skin, so it kind of makes it extremely weird while she's dancing. You could just see the very white hands of hers compared to the very dark tan tone of her legs. And then overall, it just looks goofy, especially when you put her next to someone who, like Nicki Minaj, has a darker skin tone. It just looks extremely goofy. So it doesn't really surprise me. It was around the same exact argument with the Ariana Grande situation. Right around the same time she started dating Big Sean, she started doing music videos with black artists. She started to participate in tanning her skin a little bit more, and even with her obvious criticism, she's basically revert back from doing those dark tans. And this is pretty much the same experience. If you watch the video Boys with Nicki Minaj and Jesy Nelson, you can see when Jesy was speaking to Diddy, even in that interaction, like her tone, her hairstyle, the way she looks, the way she's acting is pretty much all centered towards trying to look and act like a black woman. And I can see where the backlash comes from. Obviously, she's a woman that lives in Europe, so she's really not going to get the intersectionality with being black in music. So this is something that happens very common within the industry when it comes to artists trying to expose themselves into black culture. Now, necessarily you can't really, embrace yourself into black culture these days without trying to imitate some of those flaws. And even with someone like Katy Perry, where we see that, she was given backlash for just acting corny around the Migos, which I thought was pretty sincere, instead of like what other women have done when trying to get into the black community when it comes to music, such as Iggy Azalea, basically copy the entire image of a black woman and participate as if you're a black woman, but just being white. And that's a very common trope. So just to see Jesy Nelson, do the same thing, it doesn't really bother me to that extent, because it's something that we're already used to. I'm just happy that people are reacting to it more, because obviously there was no need for her to, exaggerate her appearance. I don't think that's necessary at all for you to be a rapper. You don't need to look more black, have a darker skin tone to appease to to black people when it comes to hip hop. There's a plethora of white artists who appease to black music without having to copy the said black person, right? Eminem, famous rapper for decades, never used the N-word in any of his albums. So that in itself, once again, he doesn't need to do that to fit in. So when other rappers complain about not using the N-word, and you have someone like Eminem, or you have someone like Vanilla Ice who participates in these exact spaces and doesn't have to pander, you can see where the argument comes from. And that's pretty much what we're dealing with the Jesy Nelson situation. I don't think that once again, I don't think that the video was wrong in any way, but obviously there was some type of pandering going on when looking like that. So I think that's where the problem comes from, and I don't think that Nicki Minaj is gonna see that, because obviously she herself participates in lighting her skin when it comes to her videos, her photo shoots. This has been a topic that's brought against her many times before about lighting her skin, which is a very prominent culture in Jamaica within the Caribbeans, and her participating in that culture has some type of point to it when you grow up in an environment that tells you, okay, you could lighten your skin. And that's pretty much, the counter opposite conversation that we have when it comes to darkening your skin and or lightening your skin. And that's pretty much it. I don't think that at the end of the day, Nicki Minaj is doing anything malicious by doing a music video with this girl. But at the same time, someone should definitely sit down to the side and just be like, hey, listen, you don't need to look like a caricature of a black woman so that you could be in a video with Diddy or have a thriving career. It makes absolutely no sense. So hopefully Nicki Minaj comes out, says something about it. I highly doubt it. It's not really one of her vices to do so. She'd rather argue with people on social media than actually speak about it. So, and we're obviously even seeing that now with when you go check her social media, people have been asking her to respond about it, and she basically have on her TikTok, she said, how is she even blackfishing XYZ. So it's obvious that Nicki Minaj isn't knowledgeable on the topic itself and needs a little bit more education to understand. But obviously, when it comes to her, when it comes to Ariana Grande, when it comes to Kim Kardashian, there is a precedent that has been set by white women to blackfish and or pander to black audiences by becoming mimicries or caricatures of black women, which once again, we've experienced it, Kim Kardashian with her darkening her skin, doing the same exact thing. Her hands look whiter than her neck. Her, wearing braids, not calling them boxer braids, not acknowledging the historical background of the braids that she was wearing and just referring them as boxer braids, which, most people refer to them as cornrows, never boxer braids. So, and then the same exact thing with Ariana Grande, and now this. So, it's really left up to y'all to really decide. Me personally, like I said, I've explained my point. There's a precedent already set. So in my opinion, it's wrong no matter which way you look at it, because you don't need to do all of that just to be a part of the community. Because if you weren't trying to adhere to that community, you wouldn't be doing any of this anyway. It's the same thing with, like I said, Kim Kardashian, Ariana Grande, and anybody else that has participated in said pandering. So like, subscribe, get in the comments, have a conversation on what you guys think on your side, and then if any more news comes out or Nicki Minaj actually responds to it, I'll definitely make another video and update you guys. So I'll see you guys in the next one.